A lynching of Black and Jewish civil rights activists in 1964
99 years and 2 days after the original Juneteenth.
reminded our country how far we were from true freedom.
Juneteenth commemorates when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865.
And enforced the freedom of the remaining enslaved people there.
I'm a descendant of one of those enslaved people, just 50 miles from Galveston.
Now, legally, these people should have already been free.
But months after the end of the Civil War and 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, slave owners had willfully ignored the law.
The law had technically granted freedom, but the law was not enforced. The law had not been enough. As we know, this dynamic didn't end with the end of slavery.
Through the years, time and again, as Black folks were granted more rights under our democracy,
Those rights were stripped or hidden behind impossible obstacles and threats.
on June 21st, 1964, 3 civil rights activists
Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, and Michael Schwerner
were murdered in Mississippi for organizing in the fight for Black voting rights. At that time, even though they technically had the right to vote, Black folks were often violently prevented from even registering.
Soon after arriving in Mississippi to help register voters, Goodman, Chaney, and Schwerner were kidnapped and killed by the KKK and local police. Juneteenth and the murders of Goodman, Chaney, and Schwerner teach us that freedom is never guaranteed.
Even when we make progress, we cannot stop fighting for it. We can't assume the law will be followed.
In 1865, slave owners ignored the law to perpetuate slavery.
In 1964, white nationalists enacted terror to try to crush the rights to vote.
Today, the Trump regime does both, flouting laws and using fear tactics to target our freedoms and our neighbors.
Why? Because they're terrified of a multi-faith, multiracial democracy.
Where everyone has a voice and can reject their vision of a country just for people like them.
That's why they continue to disenfranchise Black voters and target our immigrant neighbors. We can't assume that our rights will protect us.
Instead, we have to assume that we must fight to protect our rights.
White nationalists thought their terror and violence would crush the civil rights movement. Instead, our ancestors kept going.
They even kept going after they made progress, like the Voting Rights Act in 1965.
Today, we keep going, even when we lose.
Like when Roe v. Wade was overturned.
We will lose. We will make progress.
We will lose and we'll make progress. And
And
we
we
will
will
always
always
keep
keep
going. That's why it's called a movement.
Juneteenth is both a celebration of freedom and a reminder that freedom is conditional.
In that way, it's connected to Jewish holidays born out of survival, like Passover and Purim.
We celebrate liberation, but we also recognize that ensuring it takes action.
We will take action together to build a world where all are truly safe and free.